So now we start with classification part of Kingdom Plantae. In our previous lecture, we have studied about the classification system and the types of taxonomy. Now we are going to start here with the Kingdom Plantae and their classification. Okay. In which we are going to study algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosome and angiosperm in detail. But before studying that, we should understand two terms, that is sporophyte and gametophyte. Now these two terms, when we study, sporophyte means it is a body which is a spore producing, whereas gametotype term says that it is a body which produces a gamete. So gamete producing plant body is gametophyte and spore producing plant body is a sporophyte. Now this sporophyte body is always diploid and this gametophyte body is always haploid. Okay, so that you should remember with respect to this two term, because these are the important aspects with respect to life cycle. Now then, if we talk about whole this evolution from algae, then bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm and to the angiosperm, in this you will observe that this gametic producing body, gametophyte, is getting decreased in size. As you can see, gametophyte is larger in case of algae, then in bryophyte it is shorter, then more shorter in pteridophyte, then lesser, than lesser. But sporophyte is increasing in size. Sporophyte is increasing in size, where gametophyte is decreasing in size as we go from algae to angiosperm. So first we start with the algae. Now when we talk about the algae, first we start with the general characters. First we are going to talk about general characters. When we talk about general characters, in these general characters, algae are chlorophyllous, means they have a chlorophyll pigment which is present in chloroplast. Now you know that when there is a chlorophyll presence, chlorophyll receives the light and which carry out a light reaction and which lead to the photosynthesis process. Their body is simple, they are thalloid. Thalloid means they have root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structure, but they do not have a true root, stem and leaf. Similarly, thalloid are fungus as well. We have studied in case of biological classification. This algae are also thalloid, which have a root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structure. They are photoautotrophic, they are synthesizing their own food. They are photosynthetic organism. They carry out photosynthesis by their own. When we talk about the habitat, they are mostly aquatic. Either they are freshwater, salt water or brackish water. You know that fresh water where the salt concentration is less, salty water or a marine water, and brackish. So brackish is a water which is mixture of fresh water and salt water. So it is lesser saltier than the salt water. Now when we talk about their positioning or habitat, this found in moist stone. They are found in moist stone, on animals, they are found in soil, they are found in wood. And one of the important example is of Trichophilus. That Trichophilus is found on the sloth bear, so it is found on the animals. So one of the important example of blue green algae, that is a Trichophilus. They are non-embryophytes. They are non-embryophytes, means embryo formation do not occur. So embryo is absent. Why embryo is absent? Because zygote do not undergo mitosis, zygote undergo meiosis. Due to this, zygote do not form embryo, so embryo is absent. So they are non-embryophytes. Then If we talk about vascular tissue, they are non-vascular plant, as vascular tissues like xylem and phloem are absent, and they are aquatic. In giant forms also water conduction is not required because they can absorb from the surface. They can be unicellular, filamentous or colonial. Some colonial form can be visible, filamentous form can be visible. They can be a unicellular as well as. They are unicellular mainly, so tissue system is absent. They can form a colony, they can form a filament, but they cannot have a tissue. So tissue system is absent. And the important part is sex organ. The sex organ are unicellular, non-jacketed. The exception is Cara. Okay. Now we remember the sex organ are usually unicellular and non-jacketed, but exception is Cara. Cara have multicellular jacketed sex organ. They have multicellular jacketed sex organ, and we will study about this sex organ in case of Cara, and this multicellular jacketed sex organ will be visible. The names, their positioning, we all will study, but we remember that Cara is a green algae. It is a green algae. We will study about this in detail as well. When we talk about reserve food is starch in case of algae. Okay, so these are some of the general characteristics. Now we come to the reproductive characters. So in case of reproduction, there is three type of reproduction: vegetative reproduction, asexual and sexual. But in case of vegetative reproduction in algae, we usually find a binary fission where a single cell organism will convert into the two parts and divide into the two. It lives its life as a two, so it is a unicellular form. They also carry out a fragmentation in filamentous form. The whole body undergo fragments. Then we come to the next part of reproduction, that is asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, this asexual reproduction is occur by spore formation, but there is a formation of asexual spore, and in asexual reproduction meiosis cannot occur, mitosis occurs, so asexual spore are mitospore. And obviously algae are haploid, so this asexual spore become haploid, so zoospore, aplanospore, hypnospore, echinates all become haploid. These all are asexual spore, but we remember zoospore and aplanospore are the type of spore which are formed in favorable condition, but hypnospore and echinates are thick-walled, and we know that thick-walled spore are the perinating spore which found in unfavorable condition. They are not found in a favorable condition, they are found in a unfavorable condition. Okay, so I hope you are getting it, that how spore formation occur, that is a mitospore formation in case of algae. Then we talk about a next part of reproduction, that is a sexual reproduction, that we talk about a sexual reproduction. When we talk about sexual reproduction occur by a fusion of gametes, and here fusion of gamete is known as syngamy. Now this syngamy or fusion of gamete is of three types. It is known as isogamous, or we call it as a isogamy. Now isogamy, in this what happens, in isogamy is defined as fusion of morphologically similar and physiologically dissimilar gametes. Fusion of physiologically dissimilar and morphologically similar gamete is known as isogamy, and the example of isogamy are Chlamydomonas debrinum, Ulothrix, Spirogyra. Be remember, Ulothrix is a motile one and Spirogyra is non-motile algae. Then there is a Ectocarpus. These all show the isogamy. Okay, so fusion of morphologically similar and physiologically dissimilar gamete. Now next to that, another second type is anisogamy, anisogamous, or it is also known as anisogamy. Now in anisogamy there is a fusion of morphologically and physiologically dissimilar gametes. Morphologically and physiologically dissimilar gametes fusion, that is known as anisogamy, and the example is Chlamydomonas bruni, a type of Chlamydomonas, and Pandorina, which is also known as Urodina. Next to that, we find another type that is known as oogamy or oogamous. Now oogamous or oogamy is again defined as fusion of morphologically and physiologically dissimilar gametes. So that is the oogamy, and it is found in Chlamydomonas coccifera, Sargassum, Fucus, Volvox, and most of the red algae. Be remember which one? Most of the red algae. In this you will find this particular type of reproduction. Okay, now next to that, so now we will deal with some questions relating to that. And first question is, which algae show only physiological anisogamy? So we know that when we talk about physiological anisogamy only, so it is defined as a isogamy. And if we take an example of isogamy, Ulothrix, Spirogyra, Chlamydomonas debrinum, Ulothrix, all become the example of this. Okay, so that is the first question, which algae show only physiological anisogamy, then that is the example of isogamy become the answer. Now we come to the next question, that is question 2. Question 2 asks that which non-motile algae show physiological anisogamy. So now question is again of physiological anisogamy but non-motile algae. So out of the above given in case of the isogamy, the answer become Spirogyra, as Spirogyra is a non-motile algae which show a physiological anisogamy. Till now we discussed the characteristic or general characteristic of algae. Now we mainly focus on the classification part of this algae. So next we are going to talk about classification of algae. So first we should talk about the basis of classification of algae. So this algae are classified into three groups. They are classified into the three groups, and that three groups are the green algae, brown algae, and red algae. But this classification is based on certain characteristics, and that basis are first type of pigment. First is type of pigment, and this is a main base of algae classification. Second criteria or second base is the storage product, that is the storage form of food. Third is flagellation, that how flagella are present and flagella are associated. Fourth is chemistry of cell wall. and fifth is okay, sex organ. But sex organ are present in all this. So these are the four main bases of classification of algae. In these four bases, you remember that the main base is the pigment which are present in this all algae. So now we will move to the classification of these three algae. So now we will study a classification of this algae, and here we are going to talk about three algae, that is a Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae and Rhodophyceae. Chlorophyceae are green algae, as you can see here, Phaeophyceae brown algae and Rhodophyceae that are red algae. And we are going to study all the characteristic of these three algae in a comparative manner or in a comparative analysis. So we are going to write all the characters this side and their characteristic, the name of the character and the how specific character developed in this algae. So when we talk about the specific character, first we talk about their habitat. So when we talk about a habitat of this algae, okay, then the habitat when we see in case of Chlorophyceae, they are found in fresh water, they are found in brackish water, and they are also found in salt water or marine water. But out of these three, mostly they are freshwater algae. Mostly they are found in a freshwater area. So they are mostly freshwater algae. Second, when we talk about a Rhodophyceae, they are also found in freshwater. Phaeophyceae, they are also found in freshwater. Brackish water we have already discussed that it is a mixture of freshwater and salt water. And the last one is a salt water. Now in these Phaeophyceae, mostly they are found in marine areas, so they are mostly marine or mostly found in salt water and rarely found in case of the fresh water. Now similar to that, if we talk about Rhodophyceae, in Rhodophyceae also they can be found in fresh water, brackish water and salt water. Okay, in all three that can also found, but mostly they are found in salt water, and they are also found mainly in case of warm water. So write one more statement, found in warm areas of water bodies. In warm areas they have been observed. Okay, so this is a differences with respect to habitat. So you should remember that Phaeophyceae are mostly salt water or marine, Chlorophyceae are mostly freshwater, and Rhodophyceae are mostly also salt water. Okay, but out of these three, which are found in warm water? So the Rhodophyceae are found specifically in case of raw water. Okay, so that is the first is the habitat. Now next, if we talk about second character, the next character which we are going to see, that is a photosynthetic pigments. Next we are going to talk about the pigments, and based on the pigments, obviously they carry out their particular type of photosynthesis. So when we talk about the pigments are chlorophyll A, B in case of Chlorophyceae. Now in all of this, chlorophyll A is common. Okay, in all these three algae, chlorophyll A is common, but chlorophyll B is found in first, that is Chlorophyceae, C is in case of Phaeophyceae, and D in case of the Rhodophyceae. Out of this with this chlorophyll, you will find presence of beta carotene and xanthophyll in case of green algae. Now these xanthophyll are also of two type, that is luteaxanthin and another one is the viola xanthine. Okay, these two type are xanthophyll are found in case of this one. Now with that, if we talk about Phaeophyceae or brown algae, you will find beta carotene here also, and we find here xanthophyll as well. But in case of brown algae, the specific type of xanthophyll which is found, that is fucoxanthine, and this fucoxanthine is responsible for the variation in brown color. There is a light brown, dark brown, such type of variation are found based on the amount of this fucoxanthine. Okay, next to that, when we talk about this Rhodophyceae, they have chlorophyll A and D. With that, they have beta carotene, they have phycobilins. Now these phycobilins are of three type in case of this red algae, that is phycoerythrin. This phycoerythrin red in color. Next phycobilin which is found, that is a phycocyanin. Phycocyanin is blue in color. And next to that, we will see allophycocyanin. This allophycocyanin is light blue in color. So this is the pigment differences or pigmentation in case of these three: green, brown and red algae. And these are the differences with respect to them. So we remember fucoxanthine found in case of the brown algae. That is the important question. Now after type of pigment, next the basis which we have used for this classification is the storage food. So next we talk about the storage food. Now when we talk about the storage food or stored food part, when we see a green algae, in green algae stored form of food is starch, okay, and with starch oil droplets are found in case of some green algae. Okay, next to that, when we see a particular Phaeophyceae or brown algae, in brown algae we find a stored food as a laminarin and mannitol. And when we talk about red algae, they have a stored food, that is a Floridian starch. Now this Floridian starch give negative result to iodine test. It give negative result to iodine test. And when it give negative result to iodine test, why? Because it is similar to amylopectin and glycogen. It is similar to amylopectin and glycogen in branching, or with respect to branching, you can see it is similar to amylopectin and a glycogen. So this is the differences with respect to stored food. So be remember starch in case of green algae, laminarin or mannitol in case of Phaeophyceae or brown algae, and Floridian starch, that is the important one with respect to the red algae. Now next character is pyrenoids. Now these pyrenoids are found in case of green algae, but they are not found in case of brown or red algae. Okay, they are not found in case of the brown or red algae. So if they are found in green algae, so we should understand what they are pyrenoids. So these pyrenoids are proteinaceous body which synthesize starch. They are the proteinaceous body which synthesize starch. So it is a protein body and synthesize starch. So what will happen? Suppose this is a protein body and it is synthesizing a starch, then starch will accumulate over this protein body. So means they have a starch coating and protein in present in the center. So this is a proteinaceous body which synthesizes starch, so they have a protein besides starch. Okay, so be remember these are the pyrenoids. Now next to pyrenoids which are found in green algae, next character which we are going to compare, that is chemistry of cell wall. Chemistry of cell wall. When we compare a chemistry of cell wall, we find that this cell wall of green algae is pectocellulosic. Now pectocellulosic means outer wall is made up of pectose. Outer wall is made up of pectose or pectin, but this inner wall is made of cellulose. So that is a pectocellulosic. Now next when it come to the brown algae, in brown algae it is made up of cellulose plus algin. So here also they have a cellulosic cell wall, and over this cellulosic cell wall you will find a covering, and that covering is of the algin. That covering of algin. So cellulose plus algin found in cell wall in case of the brown algae. Next to that, in case of red algae, they have a cellulose plus pectin, and they have a cellulose plus pectin. With that they have some polysulfated esters like agar-agar, then carrageenan and phenolic. This all are obtained from the cell wall of some of the red algae, and this all are using as a solidifying agent. They can be used as a solidifying agent. Next character which we compare, that is a flagellation. That is flagellation. Now, so when we talk about flagellation or arrangement of flagella in case of green algae, they have 2 to 8 flagella. That is 2 to 8 in number. They are equal in size. They are anteriorly attached. They are anteriorly attached or inserted. So you can see if this is a particular algae, here anteriorly you can find the arrangement of flagella. So they have isocont arrangement. They have a isocont arrangement of flagella. But when we talk about a brown algae, there is a 2 in number. 2 flagella are found. They are unequal, and their flagella are laterally inserted. So they are inserted like this laterally. So they have a heterocont flagellation. They have a heterocont flagellation or heterocont arrangement of flagella. And when we talk about this in case of red algae, flagella are totally absent. So in red algae they are mostly or all of the red algae are a non-motile. Okay, so we remember isocont in green algae, heterocont in brown algae, and flagella is absent in case of red algae. Now next we compare a reproduction. Okay. So when we compare a reproduction in case of three, that is green algae, brown algae and red algae, first we talk about a vegetative reproduction. Which reproduction? Vegetative reproduction. When we talk about vegetative reproduction, it is of a fragmentation type in case of green algae. In brown algae also it occur in a fragmentation way. Yes, some of the single cellular will carry out a binary fusion, and in red algae also fragmentation is performed. Now next to fragmentation or vegetative reproduction, when we talk about asexual reproduction, in asexual reproduction, motile spore, that is zoospore, is produced or found in case of green algae. In case of brown algae also there is a presence of zoospore, but in case of red algae that are non-motile spore. Why non-motile spore? Because zoospore is also motile, and here also this zoospore is motile, but in this non-motile spore are found in case of red algae as flagella is absent, so they are known as aplanospore. They can be called as aplanospore. And last we talk about sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is of type isogamy, anisogamy or oogamy in case of green algae. Brown algae also it can be of isogamy, anisogamy or oogamy, but in red algae it is of only oogamy type. In case of red algae it is of only oogamy type. Okay. Now in case of brown algae, we remember that one important point, large sized brown algae are known as kelps. They are known as kelps. And when we talk about particularly red algae, in red algae there is a complex post-fertilization development. Complex post-fertilization development is found in case of red algae. So we remember this is the important event. Now next to that we talk about the ancient and advanced feature. So please remember that brown algae is a ancient algae, then red algae is a second ancient algae. They are older, but when we talk about a green algae, it is the most advanced algae. Okay, so this is the thing with respect to the comparative analysis between these three algae. Next topic that we are going to start, that is special features of these three algae, that is green algae, red algae and brown algae. Okay, we are going to talk about the special features. So when we talk about special feature, first we talk about the special feature of the green algae, that is Chlorophyceae. Now when we talk about Chlorophyceae can be, they are found unicellular, they can be filamentous, they can be colonial, or they can be parenchymatous. So in this different form, this green algae can be formed. Okay, so if we talk about the first, some of the unicellular green algae, then in unicellular form you will find some of the motile algae. And if we talk about the example of motile algae, they are Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas is a motile algae. And if we talk about the unicellular non-motile algae, that is green algae, then example of non-motile is Chlorella, Acetabularia. Now this Acetabularia is the largest single plant cell. This Acetabularia is a single largest plant cell algae. It is unicellular, but it is the largest algae, and this algae is umbrella shaped. So be remember with the features of this Acetabularia, which is a non-motile, and Chlorella, important, they ask usually with respect to the Chlorella. So this is the important question. Okay, next to that, if we talk, then second group there can be possible, that is a filamentous form of green algae. When you talk about filamentous form of, in this also there is a two possibility, that is there can be a unbranched filamentous form or branched filamentous form. When we talk about the example of unbranched filamentous form, then there is a Spirogyra, Ulothrix, and Odogonium. These are the example which are filamentous form. And next to that is a C, that is parenchymatous. So when we talk about a parenchymatous form of green algae, parenchymatous green algae are have a multicellular body. An example is Ulva, which is known as Celateus. We remember these all are the example of the green algae. And a fourth, that is a D, we are going to talk about, that is a colonial green algae. And in colonial green algae we take an example of Volvox. Now in Volvox, each cell is motile. So this Volvox colony is known as Cenobium. We remember this is the important term, Cenobium. Cenobium is a colony of Volvox which is a flagellated. Okay, so this is the Volvox. So these are the examples of the green algae, and in green algae you will find this type of examples. Now in green algae we see there is a presence of chloroplast, and they are a chloroplast of a different shape. So next topic which we will study, that is a different shape of the chloroplast. So next is shape of chloroplast. Now when we talk about the shape of chloroplast, there is a different shape. First is cup shaped chloroplast can be there. Second, there can be a stellate or star shaped. Star shaped chloroplast can be there. Third, there can be horseshoe or girdle shaped. Chloroplast. Fourth, ribbon or spiral shaped. reticulate or net-like. Sixth is discoid or disc-like. And last, seventh one, that is plate-like. So this different shape of chloroplast can be observed, but we are going to discuss the example in which specifically these are found. So cup shaped chloroplast are found in case of Chlamydomonas. Next, stellate or star shaped are found in case of Zygnema. Then horseshoe or girdle shaped are found in case of Ulothrix. Ribbon shaped are found in case of Spirogyra. Reticulate or net-like are found in case of Odogonium. Then discoid or disc-like are found in Cara and Chlorella. We remember in Clara and Chlorella they are having a disc shaped or disc like, and last plate-like are found in case of Frischella. Okay, so this different shape of chloroplast are present in case of the green algae. Now in this green algae we are going to now deal with one of the important green algae which have a multicellular jacketed sex organ, and the green algae which has a multicellular jacketed sex organ, that is nothing but a Cara, and this Cara is also known as stonewort. This is also known as stonewort. So this Cara have multicellular and they have multicellular and jacketed sex organ. Now when we talk about its structure, now when we see the diagram of this Cara, in this Cara you will find a node internode differentiation. In Cara we will find a node internode differentiation. You can see these are the node. Now when we see the node, on node you will find some of this type of scaly branches. Yes or no? We find this type of scaly branches in case of Cara. Now in this, when you take a cross section of this part and draw in detail, you will see that on each branch which arise from the node, on the above part there is a one sex organ, on the lower part there is a one sex organ. Now this sex organ which is present on lower part, it is known as male sex organ, and specifically with respect to Cara it is named as globule. Some call it as a antheridium as well, but most of them are used antheridium, but the term globule is also used for this. Now this one, it is the particularly female sex organ, and this female sex organ of Cara is known as nucule, and this nucule is also named as oogonium. Okay, so these are the different terminology which are used with respect to the Cara. Okay, so we remember the male sex organ is present on the lower side of the branch, whereas the female sex organ is present on the above side of the branch. Now when we characterize this Cara is a monoecious. Monoecious means both male and female sex organ are present on the same plant, but not all are monoecious, as there is a exception of this, and that is Cara wallichii. This species Caravalici is a dioecious, so it is a exception. Okay, so this is all about Cara. Please remember this. This is the important part. Next, we talk about economic importance of green algae. Next, we talk about economic importance of green algae. Now, when we talk about economic importance, then we first take an example of chlorella, which is a non-motile green algae, and unicellular. This chlorella is known as space alga. Why it is known as space alga? Because this chlorella is used as food for space travelers. It is used as a food for space travelers, and it is also used as a oxygen source. Why? Because this chlorella is proteinaceous, and from chlorella one important antibiotic, that is chlorelin antibiotic, is obtained. So these are the important point with respect to the economic importance of the green algae. Now we will talk about the next, that is a specific characteristic of the brown algae. Brown algae, and in this brown algae we are talking about special character or specific characters of this. Okay, now in this, if we talk about a brown algae, in a brown algae, body of brown algae is differentiated into three parts, that is lamina or frond, second is stipe or stalk, and third is hold fast. So this hold fast is for attachment, and lamina or frond for the photosynthesis. So if we talk about this, then we can take an example of laminaria. If we see the diagram of laminaria, you will see somewhat this type of diagram. And in this diagram, you will find this as a lamina or frond, then this is a stipe or stalk, and this is the hold fast for attachment. Okay, so this is a laminaria, which is also known as devil's apron. So this is about this one. Next, one of the important feature that is found in case of brown algae, it is a presence of trumpet hyphae. What you will find? Trumpet hyphae. Now when we talk about this trumpet hyphae are only present in kelps. And kelps are the large brown algae we can spread over the 100 meters. So these are the conducting tubes of food. They are conducting tubes of food. In this, if we talk about, then transport of food from lamina to the hold fast, they carry out a transport of food from lamina to hold fast, and it is analogous to phloem with respect to transport of food. So function is same. with respect to the next example of brown algae is Ectocarpus. When we talk about this Ectocarpus, this is a free living filamentous brown algae. It is a free living filamentous brown algae. Okay, and the one of the important feature that is of Ectocarpus is a life cycle, and Ectocarpus life cycle is haplodiploidic, which haplodiploidic. Next example is of fucus, and the point which we need to remember with respect to fucus, that is they have a diploidic life cycle. And last example that we are discussing here, that is sargassum. Now the sargassum grow and cover 100 of hectare in north. It grow and cover hundreds of hectares in North Atlantic region. Okay, which is known as Sargasso Sea. Okay, so these are the characteristic with respect to that, and last one which we are talking about, that is a Dictyota. Okay, now if we see about the diagram of this fucus, in fucus we will see some this type of diagram. This side of diagram somewhat we find, and in this we find a presence of some of the air bladders. What we find? Air bladder. You can see the diagram of NCERT. This air bladder provide buoyancy to the plant. So this is a fucus which get buoyancy by the presence of this air bladder. Now we talk about special character of red algae or rhodophyceae. When we talk about red algae, you know that red algae found in both well lighted region, that is on surface of water body, and at deep layer of water body where minimum light penetrates. Okay, so these are found there. Okay, so they are found at the maximum depth. Now when we talk about sex organ, then male sex organ in case of red algae specifically called as spermatangium. What we call spermatangium, and this spermatangium can also be called as antheridium, but specifically term spermatangium is given. Now this spermatangium produce non-flagellated male gamete, known as spermacium. So we may remember spermacium is the male gamete which is non-flagellated in case of red algae, so it is a non-motile male gamete. Next to that, if we talk about, then there is a female sex organ also. And this female sex organ is known as carpogonium. This carpogonium, if we see, then this look like somewhat this, and they have elongated receptive neck that is known as tricogyne. Be remembered, this tricogyne is a elongated receptive neck of female sex organ. This spermatia are carried to this neck of tricogyne by the water to carry out a fertilization. Okay. Next to that, in red algae, several phycocolloids are obtained. And we talk about these phycocolloids, then we first talk about the agar-agar. When we talk about this agar-agar, it is a solidifying agent used in laboratories and some of the factories for the making of ice cream and like this. So specifically it is used in laboratories to make culture medium. Okay, also used in jellies and ice cream. Also used in jellies and ice cream, and it is obtained from Gelidium and Gracilaria. So please remember this two example with respect to the extraction of agar-agar, which is carried out from the Gelidium and Gracilaria. Next phycocolloid is Funnori, and this Funnori is obtained from Gliopeltis. Okay. Third is carrageen or carrageenan. It is obtained from Irish moss, and this Irish moss is also known as Chondrus crisps. Okay, so that is, these three are the phycocolloids which are obtained from this. Next important example, if we see of this red algae, then we see one important example, that is Harveyella. This Harveyella is example of red algae, but this is a colorless parasitic red algae. If we see next example, the next example is Batrachospermum. This Batrachospermum are purplish blue, or they are bluish green in color. Okay, they have triphagic life cycle. This is a triphagic life cycle. It is a bluish green, and it is a fresh water red algae. So the question which is asked from this, that is, which algae is not red in color, means they have a color but another color but not red in color, so the answer become Botrytis question. But if they ask colorless red algae, then the answer become Harvella. Another some example, if we see, then there is a Porphyra and Polysiphonia. So these are the some of the example with respect to red algae and important for the study.